RDR fam, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a great Thursday and more importantly, a great trading day. I'm just going to go over the DR again real quick. Just before we start, last night, we were talking about range expansions, with the DR setups, and you see that last night we did not have a range expansion. We had a kind of consolidation, right? So pretty much all the way across. The DRs were inside of the other DRs, so no expansion, so was not expecting much today. Point out a couple things, we'll get to drawing. All right, so we had what I call my intraday or intra-session buy side liquidity at the top in the green line, and you'll see there's one that was sell side. And those are important today because we actually use those as kind of support and resistance lines, all right? Which happens, quite a bit, but this one actually was, a bit more pronounced than some. So let's talk about where we are with DR. We started out about 45.75 to 45.94, so about a 19-point range roughly. So a pretty good range, our 16 to 20 plus. So we'll take that because that gives us room to move around inside of the DR before we confirm and things like that. So, all right. So here's, we've been talking lately about the direction that the DR takes while it's forming. In this case, we had two things, right? We had a movement up, and then we had another movement down. So this to me kind of canceled itself out. So I'm not looking for a specific bias here. But this was a strong move down, and we'll see that DR basically just kept going to the point where it's confirmed very soon after the market was the DR was formed. So they want to look at here before we can get over to the DR on this side is if you look at this red line, that's that fair value gap, bearish fair value gap, right? Oh, not a fair value gap. I'm tired, guys. Sell side liquidity. All right, so that's your sell side liquidity. And when price normally takes out sell side or buy side, it normally goes to the other side. So 9 o'clock when the market opened, we had taken out 9:30. We had taken out the sell side liquidity, and then we kind of reversed back up and moved up to take out. And if you look at it right here, we actually took out this previous buy side by probably one tick, right? And that's all it really took for us to reverse back down. Also, it's around 10 o'clock, which is another reversal zone for us. So a lot of things kind of happening. And if you see this enough, you kind of start recognizing it. So if you were being aggressive, this was a nice trade to take down here, okay? I did not take that trade. I was in trading, so I wasn't able to actually pay attention to that. But I know some folks who did, so congratulations on that one. I'm sure there's some ICT, 2022 mentorship things happening in here, which you can research and figure out. All right, but anyway, so 10:30 comes, we actually confirm low around 10:45 or so, and what we're looking for after we confirm is that reversal, right? So we come down a little bit, reverse back up, okay, and as we're reversing back up, what I'm looking at is, are we taking, did we reverse or retrace back above these points, right? So our DR or RDR, all right? And so when we did that, but the challenge is when we reversed here, like if I were to put a trade on here, right, for it to come back down, because that's what I'm expecting now, if you notice, I would have gotten picked up, but I actually would have gotten stopped out because the price started going back up this way, right? So we never actually, if I make it a little bit bigger, I mean, if it's just me, but it looks a little small. Okay, so one nice thing about this tablet, we can move around a lot easier, okay? So, all right, so again, price retraces back up. Now my normal trade would have been to put a order here, okay? And again, I would have gotten stopped out, okay? The second spot to put that trade on would have been here, and likely would have gotten stopped out again, okay, because price is not coming down. Now, the one thing I want you to notice is the color of these candles, all right? And that's why I say a lot of times what I'll do is I'll actually wait for the right color candle to form, right? So, because in this case, you know, price ended up going up. That means that it came down really quick and then it went back up, right? That's how that candle was formed. And so if I'm watching that, I could actually wait a little bit for it to actually keep coming down, but it didn't do that. Same thing on this candle, you know, right? Open, low, right, high, and then close. That's how that candle is formed, right? Because it's a bullish candle, as opposed to bearish candle where it's open, right, and then it goes here, and then it comes down. Okay, then it closes here. All right, so understanding how candles are formed actually helps you in this case because you can kind of see some of the action that you would take or why you wouldn't take it. So hopefully that made sense. If not, go look at candlestick formations, open, high, low, close. That's all you're looking for. All right, and understand how those candles are formed. Okay, so here we go. So we did not get a good, we got a retracement, but it wasn't there. Neither of these would be successful if I was just taking the trade blindly. All right, we come back up here. Now this green line that you guys see, that is actually where the DR starts to form. All right, so that 9:30 candle, when DR first forms, that's where we're going, right? So that's where that green dotted line is there. I don't really use that in my trading, but again, sometimes you see what happens. It kind of rejects off of that. All right, so now, a little tough, right? Because I don't have a trade yet, and I wouldn't think to take this trade because what I'm waiting for is for it to come up here, okay? For it to come back down. So I'm missing a lot of action because I'm waiting for the right setup, which is what you're supposed to do, right? We're not trying to chase everything. Now, if I come back here, all right, price comes back down. It comes down below DR or IDR, all right? And in this case, again, I'm at a loss because if I'm waiting for a price to pick me up and I want it to come down, I don't get that, right? So potentially I could have 3 stop outs today, all in line with my strategy, right? All perfectly valid trades, just the price wasn't going with me for that today, all right? So, all right, so here comes the next one. Now price comes up. Remember we said earlier, wait for price to get above this 0.5 fib. That's our next rung on the ladder. So price does that, comes down, okay? Now I want you to notice something because I actually was in this trade, okay? Notice something here. So I'm in the trade here at it's like 45.8650, let's say. Okay, but I want you to see something which is important. And we talk about fair value gaps and sell side liquidity, buy side liquidity. Another area that I want to pay attention to is a volume imbalance, okay? And what I mean by that is if you notice these 2 green candles, it's going to be impossible for me to draw it, so let me not do that. Notice how there's a gap in between those 2 candles, right where the bodies are? Okay, not the wicks, but the bodies themselves. It's like a little gap. And let me see if I can turn this on. Oh, hold on, let me do this. It might be grayed out because it was already filled, but let's see. Okay, let me turn on. It balances. Okay, and see it right here. Okay, again, it's grayed out because it's already been filled in, but there's actually a volume imbalance right there. All right, and what that means is that, you know, that's a gap that price is going to want to fill. Okay, so when that happens, what I see is I see price come down because I'm in the trade now, right? I'm in the trade. I see price come down. I have a 5-point take profit on. Okay, all right, so that's down here somewhere, and I have a 5-point stop loss, which is up here somewhere. What I'm seeing is price come here, reject off of that. So it comes down below, then it comes right back up into that fair value gap again, right? So it's kind of rejecting off of that. Okay. Sorry guys, this is get a little too. Every time I put a pen on the thing, it adds another line. So all right, so I get rejected here. Okay, so this is about 3-4 points right here. So I said, all right, let me see what it does. So it runs all the way back. So it comes. So this candle opens here. All right, comes down, starts to move back up again. It retests that gap one more time. All right, and that's where I actually just cut the trade, okay? Because I didn't trust it right? Even though I was in a good zone where where I took the trade at, I didn't trust it because of, again, that's something just to notice what price was doing. It was going up, down, right? Almost like a buy model, right? But not a full one, I don't think. But I saw it as that because, again, I'm just watching it go up and down. So every time it comes down, it just rejects it, or retraces and comes back up. So I did not trust that trade at that point, right? So I took 3 points and moved on. Okay. Now the next thing that happens, which is always interesting, our friend Midnight Open is here. Okay. So price comes off his trade, goes back up, goes above Midnight Open, and also there's a fair value gap, bearish one over here. Okay, so price goes up into it and then starts to reject off of it right around Midnight Open. So that is where you want to take a trade, all right? Because you got a bunch of confluence there. You got a fair value gap. You got midnight, which is against a strong support resistance a lot of times. And then you see where price went up and then just kind of shot back down for that long wick. So now I'll be honest with you, I missed that trade. I was looking, but I got distracted or something, and I missed this that initial setup. So again, I see there's another volume imbalance right here. And so what I did was when price came down, right when price got back to midnight open, not mid, I'm sorry, when price got back to the 0.5 fib, which is where I'm looking at right here. Okay, I just jumped in the trade. So not a move I would recommend, because that's, again, you're taking a chance that you might get, might reject on you. But I was okay with that. That's my risk tolerance, because I'm trusting that this trade is going to come back down, and so that's what that did. Okay, so actually pretty cool, pretty good trade there. All right, price comes all the way down, test IDR low again, doesn't go all the way down to the DR low. Let me get rid of this thing. This got my nerves. Okay, so once price goes down to IDR low, it comes back up, and you can see where it comes back up into this fair value gap, which is right here. Okay, so once that happens, I put a trade right at the bottom of that fair value gap, right? Because I see this candle going up. I'm not trying to be too greedy on it. I will let price, do what it's supposed to do. But if it comes back down, it picks me up, I'm good with that. So that was at, I want to say 49, what was that? Because this was a 5 point. This was another set and forget for me, like I did yesterday, because I had to go to a meeting. So I jumped in that one right around, what is that? Let's see, 45.79. No, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. 45.79 is right around where I got that trade. Okay, and so took that down to 74, which ended up happening way over here. Right, so again, a lot of heat happened just like yesterday. So I said it, and I said, okay, I'm either going to get 5 or lose 5. Right, one of those two things. Price does all this, gyrations. Another opportunity to get in here, if you missed that opportunity, would have been a really nice drop here. But again, finally got over here and got stopped out for 5 points. Okay. Now price did continue to move. All right, price continued, and if you were really paying attention, you could have gotten a huge drop here. But again, I had meetings in the afternoon, so not a big deal. I was happy with what I got. Here you could see how many times we've tested this little 5-minute fair value gap right over here. It's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Oops, I don't want to do that. So 6 times that we tested the, right, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 times we tested this fair value gap, and we continue to reject off of it. So if you had to order it anywhere in here, you would have been very happy with that trade. All right, so anyway, so that's the story. You see where price came down to. That's about another 13 points on that drop, right before 3:30, and then we rejected or retrace and go back up. All right, but a little bit of a difficult pure DR day if you were looking at that. Again, 3 opportunities to actually get stopped out in the morning, and then a couple of really nice opportunities in the afternoon to make all that back. So again, hope everybody had a great day. Um, we still follow our rules. We still trust the process, because even if I had gotten stopped out 3 times this morning, I would have actually been up in the afternoon. So, not saying it balances out, but at some point, you're gonna be more positive than you are negative. So trust the process. Stick to your plan. Don't let anybody tell you you're wrong. Just keep doing what you do. If it's working for you, let's let it keep working. All right. Remember to hug your family. You never know when you won't be able to do that. So take advantage of it. And that's it, guys. We will talk to you guys tomorrow. God bless. We'll see you.